Welcome back to a brand new Clash Royale video, guys. My name is Chief Pat, and today I'm going to be showing you guys a pair of replays I had at the #1 spot. Starting off with this one against a level 11 who I have played a bunch at the top of the leaderboard. This guy was probably the most common Expo user that I faced when it was popular, and then he switched to mortars, and now it looks like he's going to be using the balloon. So starting off, he's actually going to get a pretty nice balloon freeze off on my tower, but since he dropped 9 elixir on that push, it's 5 elixir for the balloon and 4 elixir for that free spell. That means I can start stockpiling a huge push of my own, and that's what I'm going to do on both sides of the map. So P.E.K.K.A. on one side, Hog Rider on the other. I'm going to drop the goblins to try to help out the P.E.K.K.A., but it's still going to burn down anyways. But still, my Hog Rider plus the Wizard are going to do plenty of damage and take that first tower out. I've noticed something with my deck that normally I start off pretty slow with this deck. For some reason, it's hard to find the right combination of cards in the very beginning to get to a good start, but eventually you start making crazy amount of pushes down different lanes. So I really wasn't fazed by having that first tower being taken down. I ended up getting one back, and if you look at his King Tower, it's only at 1600 hit points, so it's definitely worth it going for that over the other tower. I get a lot of questions for you guys about when to go for the King Tower, when to go for the second tower, in the case that you've already taken one tower out. And if you get a lot of damage on that King Tower initially, I would definitely go for that King Tower. If both towers are even in HP, let's say the King Tower had 2900 HP and his tower had 2900 HP on the right hand side like it does right now, then I would have just gone for the other tower just because it's safer going down the right hand lane. But seeing as there's such little amount of HP on that tower, plus he dropped another balloon which was a little bit questionable, I could actually just go ahead and run for the win with my Hog Rider, seeing as I have plenty of troops in the center and it looks like he has nothing left to try to protect against my Hog. So Hog made its way to the tower. Arrows are going to go down on the King, as well as one more hit from the Hog is going to give us that 3 crown to 1 victory. And of course, gonna drop that laugh emote, seeing as this guy usually uses dirty decks like the Mortar and the Expo. So nice victory there. That's a good example of when to push the opposite lane and just end the game. I could have played defense when he dropped that balloon on the right hand side or something like that, but seeing as the tower was so low, I just went in for the kill shot and took him out. But let's go ahead and check out one more replay today. This one is going to be between me and a level 12 player. It's going to be crucial. Let's go ahead and try to take him on. Now, one thing I've been starting to do with my deck is when I have a Hog Rider and I don't have an Elixir Pump as my starting card, I'll drop the Hog Rider right away. Normally, I get a good amount of tower damage, or in this case, I take the Elixir Pump down pretty much. So I went ahead and started off with that. Then I'm going to follow up with the Valkyrie on the right-hand side to counter his Valkyrie, and he's going to have to respond to this. This Valkyrie will get to his tower and do some damage if he doesn't drop anything. So let's go ahead and see what he plays, and he's going to play a Goblin Hut. Okay, so if he's using a spawner deck, which obviously you can see by the very top that he has, my deck is actually extremely good. I have the Wizard, I have the P.E.K.K.A., which honestly doesn't do bad against those Barbarians. So setting up a big push with my P.E.K.K.A. as well as my Hog Rider means he's probably going to be in a lot of trouble unless he can get creative with something, maybe an Inferno Tower if he had it in his deck. But seeing as I have all of these cards, we should be able to start stockpiling a pretty decent push. And let's go ahead and check out what we can do. Okay, so I'm going to freeze the Musketeer right now, and it's actually going to happen, or he's actually going to drop a Giant to make my P.E.K.K.A. turn around. The P.E.K.K.A. actually follows it all the way backwards and does get a single shot off onto the Giant. Wizard actually dies to the Spear Goblin, so pretty good defense by him. I will play my Elixir Pump because I'm not too scared of this push. Valkyrie's actually going to go in the middle of all of his troops and start decimating them, so really nice defense with the Valkyrie. And at this point, going to drop my Wizard as soon as it's up. And now I have a pump advantage. I have a pretty solid deck to counter his deck, so I'm really not too worried going into the rest of the battle. Okay, so it looks like the Wizard is going to start dealing with these troops. Again, the Wizard will 3-shot those max level Barbarians. They should never be able to touch the Wizard. So we're going to keep making sure that he goes down that right-hand lane. Looks like I have a Hog Rider prepped. I'm going to go ahead and make a Hog Goblin push on the left-hand side. Let's see what he does to respond. He actually drops a Collector, but unfortunately, my Hog Rider didn't move over. And because of that, I can actually go ahead and drop my free spell on that tower, and my Hog Rider should be able to take it out. Now, of course, he has a balloon going down the right-hand lane. I'm going to use my Elixir Collector to divert it to the side, as well as a Wizard to end up taking it out. He's going to drop another Barbarian Hut on the right-hand side. Not a great choice because my Wizard was already there, and again, is just going to keep steamrolling those Barbarians. P.E.K.K.A. is going to go down in the back. Looks like he does have a Musketeer, which probably will have enough damage to take care of my Wizard. But at this point, Valkyrie's going to go down around, start spinning around in the center of this spawner, and overall this deck just does really, really well against spawners. Unless they can get a crazy roll going against me, I don't see how they could possibly win. So looks like this one went pretty well from the very beginning, and because of that, really no contest. Gonna go ahead and freeze some of those troops right there. Wizard will take care of that balloon. That's going to wrap it up for a pretty clean 1 crown to 0 victory. And again, still holding the #1 spot. I think it's maybe like 5 or 6 days in a row we've been the #1 spot. Of course, it keeps shuffling. Like when I go to bed, people from Hong Kong will wake up and they'll get the #1 spot back. So it's been a fight back and forth. But as far as it's been going recently, I think I've been the #1 player at least at one point every day of this season. So I've been having a lot of success. Hopefully I can keep it up, and we'll see what happens as we go into the future. So checking out that leaderboard, I'm at 4,194. If you take a look, that is the #1 spot by 3 trophies. Of course, there's a couple of guys close behind me that I got to watch out for, but I'm going to keep pushing. Hopefully we can keep this streak alive and make our way towards the top near the end of the season. Hopefully the cheaters don't rear their heads around, but we'll just have to see what happens. That's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you drop a like, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace.